Hey YouTube, welcome back. We got another battle report for you today. We are playing Maelstrom of War. We swore off of it after our first game, but we're going to give it another try again today. Walk you through our objectives first. We're going to be doing 2,000 points, Space Marines against Space Wolves. There's one of our objectives. The second one is in the forest there. You can't see it through the wall. You can just barely make the edge out. Third one is down in that ruin. And then the fourth one is in our Space Marine statue. The fifth one is in that forest. And the sixth one is there on the end in that ruin. So the Space Wolves will be deploying in the back right corner, and the Space Marines are deploying in the front left corner. We'll walk you down the armies now before we get started. The Space Marines first. Down here we have his HQ, which is a Chapter Master with Terminator armor, Storm Shield, Thunderhammer, and the Storm Shield is the Shield Eternal. He's running with 5 Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators. We have 2 Whirlwind and 2 Las-Plaz Razorbacks. They have 5 men each with a plasma gun in either squad. We've got 10 men on foot, tactical squad, with a plasma cannon, plasma gun, 10-man assault squad, and a drop pod with a Deathwind launcher. They have 2 flamers, and does the sergeant have anything? He is bare bones. We have 2 individual land speeders with dual heavy bolters, 3 las cannon missile launcher Centurions. We have a regular dreadnought in a drop pod with a Deathwind launcher, his multi-melta, and a dreadnought close combat weapon with a heavy flamer. Then we've got 10 Marines with triple melta, combi melta, melta gun, multi-melta, and another drop pod with another Deathwind launcher. So next we'll walk you down the Space Wolves half. For the Warlord, we have Logan Grimnar, and he's leading his Kingsguard. We've got 4 guys with 2 dual Wolf Claws and 2 Thunderhammer Storm Shield. They have a drop pod that is a fast attack drop pod with a Deathwind launcher. Rather than saying that over and over, it's worth noting the only 2 in my list without Deathwind launchers are the 2 Grey Hunter packs here in the front. Each of those Grey Hunter packs has 2 Melta guns and a Combi Melta Power Fist Wolf Guard leader. They have dual extra close combat weapons across them. Got a couple of quasi proxies here. I'm still painting my drop pods and I'm doing them in sections. We've got Bjorn the Fell-Handed. He's leading my Champions of Fenris detachment. He has a Hellfrost cannon and a drop pod. 10 Blood Claws with a power axe and a flamer in a drop pod. Venerable Dreadnought with a multi-melta heavy flamer, Great Wolf Claw in a drop pod. And here we have a squad for the Battleforge detachment that has Ulrich the Slayer, Flamer, Power Maul, and then the guy on the front right there with dual Wolf Claws is the Wolf Guard leader. They're also in a drop pod. The infantry are all from the regular Space Wolves Codex. Logan, his Terminators, and both Dreadnoughts are from Champions of Fenris. So we will be back after deployment, and we'll give you another look at the table here. We will be back after deployment and let you see the C's roll, and we'll go from there. Alright, deployment is complete. The Space Marines have deployed here. Most of their stuff's in reserve. All of my stuff is in reserve. We have 2 Razorback squads and the foot-mounted tactical squad. The land speeders and the Whirlwind. And then up in the tower we have the Centurions. The Terminators are deep striking, and obviously the 3 drop pods are coming in. Everything else is on the table, right? Okay, so 3 drop pods and the Terminators to deep strike. All the Space Wolves have to come in. That's initial deployment. The Space Marines won the roll, decided to let the Space Wolves go first, so there will be no C's roll, and we will be back after the drop pods land. Alright guys, we're back at the bottom of Space Wolf turn 1. Space Wolves drew Recon. Score 1 point if every objective has been identified. We do not have that one yet by any means. The Stuff of Sagas. Kill a vehicle or monstrous creature. I just realized I did score that one. So get a point there because we did destroy a vehicle. And score objective 6, which is the one here in the forest. And we got that one as well. So we'll pan out here and show you. That was brutal. That was a sheer bloodbath. The 10-man squad with plasma cannon, plasma gun is down to 2 men. They got shot up, failed about every armor save they had to make. This Razorback blew up to melt a fire through the wall. One of them died. They passed their pinning and their morale check though. Down here, though, this squad, their Razorback was destroyed. We killed 2 of them. They failed their morale check and fell off the table. Bjorn destroyed it. It took a couple of damage points from this Dreadnought, and then Bjorn's fire finished it off. Ulrich was a champion. I missed with so many dice. I didn't wound with so many dice, and he literally converted every single one back to a hit or a wound. The Deathwind launchers took out a couple of guys, and that drop pod scored the objective in that forest. So 3-0 right now for the Space Wolves. We scored 2 objectives, and we scored first blood. And we will be back after Space Marines turn 1 when they answer with their own drop pods. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay. Also, before I start, we missed one objective for the Space Wolves. One of my objectives was destroy a tank. We talked about that I did score a point there, but it was Bjorn who destroyed it. So I got the chance at the D3, but I just rolled 1. So we still just got 1 point there. So it's 3 points for the Wolves. Secure objective 4, which is the objective right there. So the Space Marines dropped in their pods and got that objective. So they have that one. Harness the Warp, which they don't have any psychers, so they did not score any points there. And hold the line. They have to have 3 scoring units and no opposing to scoring units within 12 inches of their board edge. And right now Ulrich is just within 12 inches because he dropped out inside his drop pod's landing zone. So they scored 1 point. Space Wolves have 3, so it's 3-1 right now. For action for the turn, Assault Marines dropped in here. They tried to land on the pool there with the Space Marine in it, but they scattered away closer to me. Tactical Marines scattered as well, 11 inches back this way. They had to run to get that objective. Land Speeder made a flat out move to there. Land Speeder made a flat out move to there. He fired the Centurions, split fire. One guy fired at that back drop pod on the objective and destroyed it, blew it up. The other 2 knocked 1 damage point out of him and stunned him. The other one, I think he got a glancing hit, and it bounced off of the drop pod on my cover save. The Marines moved up, knocked out a few Grey Hunters there in the center. I think I lost two Grey Hunters and 1 Blood Claw. He probably caused 15 or 20 wounds. So Space Wolves brought their armor, whereas the Relictors did not. We're going to roll for reserves, start turn 2, and we will be back after that. Alright, the Space Wolves drew Big Game Hunter, score a point for destroying a vehicle or monstrous creature, secure objective 3, and secure objective 5. We got Logan and the other Blood Claws from reserve. The Blood Claws drop pod dropped on that objective and scored 1 of the points. Logan and his Kingsguard dropped on that objective and scored another point. And let's see, what else? Oh yeah, Bjorn charged in here and destroyed that Whirlwind to score the 3rd point. The close combats, we killed the Plasma Gunner from that squad and left just the 1 guy stranded. From right here, Ulrich and his Blood Claws went in there and cleaned up that combat squad. And the Grey Hunters locked up here, and we had the biggest gong show ever. We had two Assault Marines go down, and the Grey Hunters took no casualties. We each wounded each other twice, I think, and then the Power Fist got another one. These guys lost 3 or 4 men, but they passed their morale check, so we're waiting for the rest of the Space Marine reserves. I have 1 pack of Grey Hunters still in reserve. Right now it is 6-1 in favor of the Space Wolves going into Space Marine turn 2. Space Marine turn 2 has come to an end. Secure objective 6, assassinate, remove an enemy character, and secure objective 2. Objective 6 is right there in the forest. Land Speeder took it. The 2, since he has objective secured, this guy came over here behind Bjorn and took it. Figured his squad's dead, he might as well contribute. The Centurions moved up high, but because of the angle I had cover from the floor overhead, they scored 1 penetrating hit that got past everything. They scored 3 altogether, or 3 or 4. I shrugged everything but 1. It was a penetrating hit that caused a crew shaken result. His Terminators arrived, but landed on Logan and his Kingsguard, and they got misplaced. I put them in that building, and they are running and spreading out there to try to move towards the battlefield some more. Let's see, Land Speeder scored an objective there, like I said, so that makes it 6-3. We're both technically scoring line breaker, but we're going to hold that one till the end. Also, this combat, his bad luck continued. Tactical Marines charged in. He caused 5 or 6 wounds. I lost 1 Grey Hunter, killed 2 men. Tactical squad broke and it's falling back towards the edge. or the assault squad. Tactical squad is holding strong. So we will be back next turn, maybe before this game's over. The Space Wolves will fail an armor save, but so far that has not happened. So we're making really good armor saves. Also right here, he scored a direct hit with a Deathwind launcher, like 6 wounds. All the Blood Claws made their saves. So it's got to turn back at some point. We'll just see how deep he's got to dig into that tactical objectives deck. Right now, 6 Space Wolves and 3 Space Marines. We'll be back after Space Wolves turn 3. Space Wolves turn 3 has ended. The Space Marines are going to go ahead and call it there. We drew behind enemy lines to get 3 units within 12 inches of their edge, which we did. Blood and Guts, destroy 3 units in the assault phase for D3 points, which we did. We destroyed a drop pod and his assault squad and the lone marine and another drop pod. So we got D3 there, and Harness the Warp, which we can't get. Nobody's running any Psykers. So we scored 2 D3, which were both 2s. So we scored 4 more points. So at that point, it's 10-3 for the Space Wolves. Show you what happened here. Ulrich and his guys charged in. Ulrich failed. The Marines failed again to cause me any wounds. And the Wolf Guard guy killed 4 of them with his Wolf Claws. Ulrich had killed the 5th one with his plasma pistol in the shooting phase. So that was all of them. Tactical squad here had another rough round. And again, they don't have a lot of attacks, but just couldn't convert anything. Blood Claws charged into this pod and rolled 3 6s with their crack grenades and destroyed it. And the Venerable Dreadnought charged in here, blew that drop pod up and killed a Grey Hunter here and 2 Grey Hunters here. The last Grey Hunters drop podded in on that. It jinked, but took an immobilized result from the Melta. And regardless of what the rulebook says, we play it, you lose your jink when you're immobilized. It just doesn't make sense that you can jink when you're crashing into the ground. So we scored a crack grenade penetrating hit and destroyed it there. Like I said, Bjorn charged in down here, destroyed that last Marine, and that gave me the D3 there. So the game will end. We both have Line Breaker. I have First Blood. Neither of us have Slay the Warlord. So that will be 12-4 for the Space Wolves. Or 11-4 for the Space Wolves. Post-game thoughts, army lists, all that good stuff will be over at the blog. We would appreciate the views. If you like the videos, like and subscribe. We want to keep doing more of these. And tell us what you want to see us improve. And don't say painting. Don't you dare say painting. We're working on that. We will have these armies painted as soon as possible. We're starting to settle into what we want to do now. So thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate the views, and we will catch you next time. So stay tuned. Enter the Maelstrom will be bringing more your way very soon.